Beauty influencer Mikayla Nogueira is getting attention online after fans noticed a big difference between how her makeup looks on her own TikTok videos and how it appeared on other cameras at a recent event.
Did you know that TikTok influencers don't look anything like themselves?
Canceling Mikayla because she's chopped in person is crazy. Crazy.
Your favorite influencers that you look up to and you think that they're gorgeous most of the time are ugly.
Does anyone else notice that the real pretty people on social media aren't that pretty in real life?
Nobody looks the same online as they do in person.
Mikayla Nogueira's filter that she posted and then what we saw on the red carpet still is my fever dream and my paralysis demon.
Think about the last time someone posted a picture of you that you had absolutely no control over. Did it make you anxious that this unfiltered version of you existed like this in public? Today, we are unpacking all of it. We are here to actually understand how we got here and what it's actually costing us.
Favorite influencers that you look up to and you think that they're gorgeous most of the time are ugly. Probably 90% of the time.
There was a time when a camera was just a camera. You picked it up, you pointed it at something, and whatever it got, that was it. No second chances, no retakes, no smoothing out your skin or slimming your nose. The whole point was that it captured exactly how you were in that particular moment. Unchanged, unfiltered, real. And nobody expected a perfect picture. A decent one was just enough.
This week in 1987, Fuji entered the war against Kodak with its launch of a disposable camera. The concept was just new to Americans, and both companies were betting it would be the next big thing in photography.
Disposable cameras were everywhere back in the day. You'd take them to birthdays, weddings, parties, really, any event worth remembering. No one had phones in their pockets, just those little plastic cameras. You'd snap a few photos and hope for the best, then wait days to get them developed. The fun was in the surprise. Half the shots were blurry, someone's eyes were closed. But it didn't matter.
And then social media came into existence. Instagram and Facebook started out with the same intention. It was considered just a digital album, capturing sunsets, your friends being weird on a Saturday afternoon, and more. But somewhere along the way, the album became a portfolio, and the portfolio became a performance. And suddenly, there was always this idea in the back of your mind reminding you that there is a better version of you and you can perfect it.
Snapchat introduced something it calls lenses. It uses augmented reality over your face. Instagram quickly added its own version.
New face filters on Instagram today. This is my favorite one so far. Nice job, team.
These filters are, but when you take a closer look, you may notice some of these filters actually change your features. Bigger eyes, longer eyelashes, higher cheekbones, smoother, poreless, sometimes even fair skin. And then there are photo editing apps like Facetune, which allow you to toy with your image in real time. Whiten your teeth, thin your nose, brighten your eyes, and plump your lips.
The Kardashians and Jenners are the mandatory names when the topic of filters come up. Now, I'm not saying they invented insecurity, but they did capitalize on it. Smaller nose, fuller lips, wider eyes, and snatched everything. And we as audience didn't get to notice the change when this became from being aspirational to baseline normal.
Enhancement, you just look like a more put together, cleaner or less sweaty or, longer eyelashed version of yourself. So that flawless, kind of superficial look is what all these celebrities are, like you were mentioning, the Kardashians or Jenners will look like with their full faces of makeup. I think it really becomes attractive to be able to utilize filters to look that way in an instant.
Mikayla attended the Hannah Montana premiere and was interviewed by several outlets on the red carpet, including entertainment media and fashion magazines. But after clips from those interviews started circulating online, viewers began pointing out that her makeup looked noticeably different compared to the flawless look people usually see on her TikTok page. In her own content, Mikayla is known for highly polished makeup looks and dramatic transformations. However, some people felt the red carpet footage made her makeup appear heavier or less blended than it does on her personal videos. This sparked speculation among viewers. Some believe the difference could simply be due to professional lighting, high-definition cameras, or the lack of beauty filters that many creators use on their own platforms.
The most accurate person to have as an example for this situation is Mikayla. And before I start, we are not here to add to the noise that is already against her. I get that people expect you to look a certain way after going through your social media, but in her case, it has turned from constructive criticism to a case study to straight up bullying. Calling her chopped and making fun of her off-screen looks and making comparisons, the internet is not very forgiving.
I don't know how many times. You posted this, Mikayla, on your TikTok. And then this is what we saw on the Hollywood red carpet. Oh, honey, and I thought I was the clown. I can't. I tried and I can't. I tried and I can't.
Mikayla's real face. Here she is at the buffet. Mikayla went to the buffet while in Las Vegas. Her bestie Sydney Slays posted a video of her eating at the buffet, and look, that's Mikayla's real face. Very rare do we see Mikayla's real face, you guys. Take it in.
And is she the only one that looks so different all the time? Why is she the only one that looks so vastly different? This isn't all about angles and lighting. She's doing something. Something is definitely going on with that chin. She's filtering it down. It is much, much smaller in all of the stuff that she puts out there. But when somebody else is photographing her or videoing her, it is not that small. It is not that sharp. It is different.
Here's what made Mikayla interesting in the first place. She wasn't a size 0 model. She wasn't this untouchable perfect face influencer. She looked like someone you might actually know. Relatable, and that relatability was her entire brand. The fact that it has become so unforgivable is that the lies she has built around that brand. Then came the neck filter, and she was promoting a lip plumper using a lip filter, the products that didn't even deliver what she claimed, the lash serum, and finally the denial over using a filter. If that's not deceiving, she was accused of not disclosing the sponsorships or ads or give full disclosure about it.
Kim Kardashian had this absolutely stunning, sexy look at the Met Gala.
Currently, the neck filter has been seen slipping on and off of her girls. How do you even get a filter on your neck?
And then once you've done that, you flip the brush to the side and you use the hook comb to basically separate. This is one coat. Okay, I'm gonna
be honest, it is weird how obsessed people are about the way that this woman looks. I am not some Mikayla stan. I don't love her, don't hate her, don't really care, other than when she pops up on my For You page. And I will say that this video is the first time that I truly felt like there was sincerity in what she was posting. A lot of what Mikayla does is very manufactured, very much influencer vibes, but this truly felt like she was speaking from the heart, and the things that she said, I cannot agree with more. She said multiple times, like, what do you want me to do? I mean, what do you want me to do about my looks? Because if she were to change her entire face, people would say that the internet got to her, but if she keeps it the same, people attack her for it. Like, if you just don't like her, that is perfectly fine. I don't think you have to. I think a lot of what she does, it can be annoying. Let's just call it what it is, right? I also think that it is so crazy that people look to attack her looks because it feels like they can't attack her on anything else. Sure.
And here is where the trust started breaking. The fact is that there is nothing wrong in using a filter. We all do it. The problem is when you use a filter for selling a product to a huge group of people that believe in you, and the product is supposed to give you that so-called result. Even FTC disclosure rules exist for exactly the same reason, to protect the person watching from being misled by someone they trust. When a creator doesn't disclose a sponsorship and edit their face while selling a beauty product and deny using filters, they are not just being dishonest. They are breaking a contract with their audience. In the first case, we all knew she used filters in her videos. The problem arrived when she denied using them. And believing her is a bit hard now because the trust has gone and it's kind of her fault due to the lack of accountability.
This is how she looked when she filmed the video of her getting ready for her bachelorette party that night when she was going out, and the night I took a picture with her. It's the same day and everything. But this is Mikayla in real life. This is Mikayla in her videos and TikToks and pictures. Completely two different.
Like, Mikayla Nogueira should honestly be getting locked up for this. Like, you're seriously gonna edit Selena Gomez? And the girls are catching her up for this.
At first, it was legit criticism, the internet being frustrated because we as audience felt misled and questioned the authenticity and called out the lack of disclosure. That kind of questioning is valid, even necessary, but this has stopped being about accountability and became a case study. People are dissecting her face like a science experiment and started making side-by-side comparisons.
Who's this? Wait.
This is her and her Get Ready With Me, and this is who showed up to the carpet. Miss Hannah Bellfire Nogueira.
Very popular influencer on here who was crying, saying that people are saying she looks different in person and she doesn't know why. She continues to say, like, I know I'm not conventionally attractive, which is heartbreaking to hear that anybody thinks that about themselves. Girl, you're beautiful. She also says, like, I don't use filters. I don't know why I look different in person. And I think I know just a little bit. But when people do full extreme glam in person, it just doesn't translate the same.
Canceling Mikayla because she's chopped in person is crazy. Crazy. Like, we're canceling people because they're chopped. Do we hear ourselves? I don't even like Mikayla. I don't think her recommendations are good. I think she's a sellout. But we're canceling her because she's chopped.
What actually matters most in this entire conversation is it is not Mikayla specifically, not any one influencer. The filter isn't the villain, dishonesty is. And now we are living with the cost of making such decision. Young girls who can't look in a mirror without measuring themselves against a filtered face. A culture that punishes people for being human. You look different in person is not a compliment anymore. And this is what makes it so difficult to love yourself nowadays.
I just feel like they're not pretty anymore. It doesn't matter how much makeup I put on. It doesn't matter how many people tell me I'm pretty. I just don't feel like I fit in with.
I don't think I'm beautiful. And I think that's why I'm not consistent with my content. I don't have the perfectly symmetrical face. I don't know how to do crazy glam makeup. I keep it simple, like really simple. And when you're on social media, simple doesn't feel enough. And let's be honest, brands don't usually partner with simple girls. They want the polished ones, the flawless skin, the perfect lighting, the aesthetic life. And sometimes I look at myself and think I don't fit that mold.
Scam of our generation, well, one of the biggest scams of our generation is pictures being the highest measure of beauty. Pictures don't even have the capacity to capture what we see in those moments. That's why pictures being the measure of beauty really bothers me, because we were meant to be viewed through interaction. Like, it's very rare that you'll be talking to somebody and they're just there, like, posed up, like no, that's a pose for a picture. But when people are interacting, I really feel like you get to see the full essence of their beauty.
And this runs deeper than one influencer using a filter. We have reached a point where even pursuing something you love, a hobby, an interest, a passion, comes with an unspoken requirement of looking a certain way first. When you have been hearing the same beauty standards your entire life, they stop feeling like a standard and start feeling like the truth. And that's what exactly they are profiting on. Because what you see online is not real, carefully constructed version of something that actually cannot be attained in real life. It's a product, so hold them accountable for the dishonesty, not for the face or features they are born with. Before you go and check out the rest of the videos, remember, the most powerful thing you can do is see through what they're selling before it convinces you that you are the problem.
Just a reminder, social media is fake. Don't trust everything you see on social media. Even if it seems real, it might be fake. It might be slightly altered in some way. So stop comparing yourself to it, including me right now. This is
online when you're not the internet standard of beautiful is so difficult and so humbling, because I'm like, damn, I really gotta work on my jokes. I really have to work on my confidence in speaking, because I guess I have to get by on my wit.
Here's my thing. So I know I'm not ugly. I know that I'm conventionally attractive. At least that's what a lot of people in my life tell me. But I don't think that I'm influencer pretty. You know what I mean? Some girls can just post themselves on TikTok and blow up for being really hot. I don't think I'm that. I don't think I'm ugly. I clock pretty privilege. Yes, I understand that I'm objectively attractive, but I also don't think that I am influencer pretty. Like every time I try to record myself like lip syncing or like making a thirst trap, I'm like, oh my god, so cringe. Like I don't feel like hot like that. You know?
Anything like themselves. So I'm 35 years old and I'm going to take off all these filters and you will not believe what I look like. Okay, so this is me, no filters, no retouch. So I went to an influencer event a few months ago and there was a really big TikToker and I've been watching her since the pandemic. Absolutely love her, blah, blah, blah. And this is absolutely no shade to this creator. The thing was when I actually met her in person, I was like, oh my goodness, she has a lot of wrinkles around her eyes. And again, there's nothing wrong with having wrinkles around your eyes or on your face or anything. Like, I don't care. But the thing was that in her TikToks, I have never seen a single wrinkle on her face. And it's because she uses a filter, which is fine. But I feel like it really distorts how people view themselves now. Like, people think that faces shouldn't have any lines. Faces should always be flawless. And she was, you know, I think in her 30s. So of course she would have some lines around her eyes. Like that's totally normal. But I feel like nowadays with people getting so much injectables, so much Botox, so much fillers, and then on top of that, putting a filter plus the retouch filter on TikTok and people spending an inordinate amount of TikTok. I really feel like this generation is effed in how they view people's faces now. Like, we just don't see normal faces anymore. And so it was a shock to see her face and she just looks different. And when we see normal people out and about, it's like, oh wow, you have a normal face. But we're so ingrained because we spend so many hours on TikTok, like everyone's face looks like an AI generated face. So I guess my moral of the story is don't believe that your favorite influencers on TikTok look like what they do, because most of them use filters, which is fine, but just don't believe that they have completely flawless faces and skin. And I want to say something, like when I used to make YouTube videos back in 2010, I've met most of the big creators, and this was back when there was no like editing software in terms of skin and texture and the way you look. Like the way you look on camera, there was no editing. Now I feel like there might be filters where, you know, and people can use to like edit how they look. But genuinely, the YouTube influencers were significantly more attractive in person than on camera. And I think it's really because they just, like, if they have flawless skin on YouTube, they have extremely flawless skin in real person, because there wasn't any way you could like cover it up or like edit it. Whereas on YouTube, whereas on TikTok, I feel like people look a lot different than on their social media, which is totally fine. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel like it's messing with our heads though.